Peppa Pig doesn't just have mood swings, she has full-on personality swaps. One moment, she's sweet, helpful, and playing nicely with George. Next, she's rude, weirdly confused, and acting like she's never been in her own house before. Same voice, same dress, but definitely not the same pig. That's because fans have long believed Peppa has a secret twin. Some call her Poppy, others say Penny, a few go full drama and call her Olivia. But whatever her name is, this twin isn't nice. She shows up, messes everything up, then disappears like nothing happened. So today we're counting down all the biggest moments where Peppa clearly wasn't Peppa. Because let's face it, there's no way the real Peppa is this unhinged. The wardrobe glitch. This is where the evil twin gives herself away completely. In the episode Peppa v George, Peppa argues over the TV remote. Normal stuff, sibling drama, but there's one massive problem. She's not wearing her usual red dress. She's in a completely different outfit, and suddenly she's not just grumpy, she's on a warpath. Snappy, stubborn, full-on dramatic over who gets to pick the channel. It's way more intense than usual, like someone else is piloting the pig. Then, later in the same episode, another argument breaks out over a carrot. Yes, we're not joking, but this time, she's back in her normal red dress. But here, she drops the whole thing. She's calm, chill, not a trace of the unhinged rage we saw earlier. It's like someone pressed reset on her personality, or like the one in the other dress, just left. Characters in Peppa Pig rarely change clothes, so when they do, and the mood flips this hard, that's not a coincidence, that's a glitch. Or more likely, a wardrobe change between sisters. And if you ask us, that's not just suspicious, that's Exhibit A. The red shoes. This is the moment where the evil twin theory stops being subtle and starts wearing bright red shoes. In the episode New Shoes, Peppa turns up barefoot. Daddy Pig asks where her shoes are, and Peppa, very calmly, says she has no idea. Now pause. This is Peppa Pig, the same child who remembers whose turn it is to talk, who owns which toy, and who absolutely remembers if George touched something that was hers. But her shoes, gone, vanished, mystery unsolved. This screams twin sister behavior. So the family does what they do. They go to Miss Rabbit's shop and buy her brand new red shoes. Problem solved. Except those shoes are never seen again. They just disappear. Now here's where it gets interesting. Those exact red shoes do show up again, but in a completely different episode during the infamous TV argument with George we just discussed. The same one where Peppa is acting noticeably sharper, angrier, and completely out of character, which means one of two things happened. Either Peppa bought new shoes, immediately forgot they existed, and erased them from her entire wardrobe forever, or those shoes were never hers to begin with. They were bought for her twin sister. Peppa loses Teddy. If there's one thing we know about Peppa Pig, it's this. She loves two things unconditionally: bossing people about and her Teddy. So when Teddy keeps accidentally disappearing, getting lost, or being forgotten in places that make absolutely no sense, fans started asking a very important question: who was actually in charge that day? One of the strangest examples comes from the Italy holiday episodes. Peppa's family travels abroad, new country, new sights, new everything. And somehow Teddy goes missing again and again and again. Which sounds small until you remember this is the same Peppa who panics if Teddy is 2 centimeters out of reach in her own bedroom. Peppa would never forget Teddy on holiday. That's not oops, that's character assassination. And that's where the evil twin theory comes into play. While the family was traveling, it wasn't Peppa at all. It was the twin taking her place. Who doesn't care about Teddy, doesn't treat it like Peppa does, and has absolutely no emotional attachment to it whatsoever. And once you see it that way, the behavior suddenly makes sense. Teddy isn't being lost, he's just being ignored. I was never a baby. This example of the twin taking over is genuinely unsettling, and somehow still hilarious. In the episode Olden Days, Suzy Sheep brings over an old photograph. It's a normal thing, a baby picture. Everyone has one. This should be a quick awe moment followed by snacks. But then Peppa takes a look at the photo and reacts like she's just been accused of a crime she has no memory of committing. She's confused. She basically says it doesn't make sense.
In the olden days, you were a baby too, Peppa. No, I wasn't.
Which is a wild response because even very small children know one basic fact about themselves. They were once a baby. That's when fans went, okay, hold on. Because there are only two explanations here. Either Peppa Pig has somehow forgotten the concept of babies, or the pig on screen isn't the one who was in that photo, which totally checks out if this was the evil twin. She barely leaves the house, doesn't go to playgroup to learn, skips all the family photos. Of course, she doesn't recognize the baby picture. She's like, that's cute, but who's that? Because it sure wasn't her. The strange computer login. Okay, so the evil twin's name has never been officially confirmed, but fans have thrown out a few contenders: Poppy Pig, Penny Pig, and the most popular theory, Olivia Pig. And the reason everyone thinks she's Olivia? A computer login. Yep, in the episode Mummy Pig's book, Peppa and George hop on the family PC to play games, like they always do. The login screen comes up, and there it is. A list of family accounts: Peppa, George, Mummy Pig, even Granny and Grandpa. And then, a set of strange initials, OOP. Just sitting there. No explanation. No one in the family with those initials. 3 letters that fans instantly link to Olivia or other pig or, oh no, she's back. Take your pick. Even weirder, the score on that account is ridiculously low. Like someone's been sneaking on the computer, playing quietly, never getting far, never wanting to be noticed. Which only fuels the theory that Olivia, or whatever her real name is, has been quietly logging in for years. Not starring in episodes, not getting called to the table for dinner, just slipping in and out of scenes, leaving behind weird little digital breadcrumbs. Restaurant confusion. The evil twin is back, and this time, she's hungry. In the episode Sandwich Shop, Peppa and her family walk into a fancy touchscreen sandwich place. But when it's time to order, something's off. Peppa marches straight to the counter like it's 2004. Daddy Pig has to stop her.
Peppa, we don't order at the counter in this sandwich shop. We order at the special screens.
And right there, we get our first clue. This is not the Peppa who's been to restaurants before. This is someone who's never seen a touchscreen sandwich machine in her life. Like she's just been released from an attic and is now trying to pass as a normal piglet. She starts jabbing buttons like a toddler with a debit card. Lettuce, tomato, cheese. So much cheese, the sandwich nearly explodes. Daddy Pig gently tries to stop her, but evil twin Peppa is on a mission. This is clearly her first proper lunch in years, and she's going big. Eventually, the screen wins. She presses send. The baguette is so overloaded it needs scaffolding. It's not just bad ordering skills, it's like she's new to the outside world. So either Peppa's brain glitched that day, or someone else was eating out. George is sick. If you want to spot Peppa's evil twin in action, just wait until George gets ill. In the episode George Catches a Cold, Peppa starts off surprisingly nice. She brings him tissues, tucks him in, and even puts on a pretend nurse voice. It's actually sweet, suspiciously sweet. But then, halfway through the episode, it's like someone flips a switch. Suddenly, she's moaning about how loud George is sneezing, acting like his tiny cold is ruining her entire life. At one point, she flat out snaps.
George, please don't sneeze so loudly. This is impossible.
Impossible? He's 4 and full of snot. Now, maybe Peppa's just having a mood swing, or maybe, and stay with us here, the nice Peppa who helped at the start is not the same Peppa who shows up later. Maybe the moment George started getting sympathy, the twin decided to tag in. Because helping George? Fine. But George is getting all the attention? Oh no, not on her watch. So here's the theory. The twins saw George tucked up like a tiny prince, saw the family fussing over him, and thought, nope, not today. I want center stage. And with one dramatic personality shift, she took it. The twin with a grudge. So far, evil Peppa has been pretty rude to her brother, her friends, and even the family sandwich budget. But if you really want to see her darkest side, just look at how she treats her own parents. In the episode Parachute Jump, the school needs money to repair the roof, so Madame Gazelle casually asks if any of the children's parents would be willing to jump out of a plane for charity. And who volunteers Mummy Pig? That's right, Peppa. Now, normal Peppa is cheeky, but she's not toss your mum out of an aircraft level heartless. This felt off, like someone who has absolutely no emotional attachment to Mummy Pig was calling the shots. Then there's the episode The Treehouse. What starts as a cozy afternoon with Grandpa and Granny ends with Peppa creating a password-protected piggy fortress. And the secret password?
Daddy's big tummy.
Not once, not twice. That phrase is repeated more times than we're comfortable with. Even Mummy Pig has to say it just to get through the front door. And poor Daddy Pig, he has to climb through the roof like some out-of-shape cat burglar just to be humiliated inside the treehouse too. Now, Peppa can be sassy, but this level of parental trolling, this wasn't teasing, this was targeted payback. And who has the motive? Someone who's been locked in the house her whole life, watching the rest of the family be normal. Yeah, Olivia's back, and she's not just mean, she's taking revenge. So, what do you think? Was this Peppa acting strange, or are we definitely dealing with the evil twin again? Let us know in the comments. We read every single one. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to check out our other Peppa Pig mysteries on the channel, including our deep dives into Peppa's missing family secrets, and the moments the show really doesn't explain. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.